What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Gear Breaking Nation, where we give excellent assessment and reviews. And in this video, it's going to be kind of like a follow-up video to the video I made about the Gears of War 4 info that I had come across. And I want to sit here and talk about the Gears of War 4 Swarm. Okay, I got so many just like great questions and stuff like that. You know, of course, looking all around trying to figure out just, okay, well, who are these creatures? In fact, what are the Swarm? Are they directly related to the Locusts? Are they an after effect of like the emotion emitter thing that like kind of like evolutionized or de-evolutionized the Locust Swarm into the Locust into the Swarm, of course? Are they a byproduct or possibly the Lambit or something? Or are they like a genetic experiment like we had seen in like Gears of War 2 with those weird creature thing? I cannot remember. Chimeras, I think on? No, they're not chimeras. That's something, but they're weird and creepy like and everything. Are they like a byproduct of experiments or something? Or did they evolve to kind of deal with the emotion thing or the, you know, like the Lambit problem? So that was like, that's a good question. You know what I mean? When are they actually going to like physically pop up in the storyline? Of course, the game is going to set place 25 years after Gears of War 3. So, and to these characters, you know, these creatures pop up 25 years after the events of Gears of War 3. So it's actually, you know, it begs to ask that question: do these creatures actually make an appearance after Gears of War 3, sometime in that 25-year period, or is this their physical first physical appearance actually appearing? And if so, if they appear on the surface, do they appear like underground too? Because I'm quite sure that the underground is pretty active, and I do kind of feel sorry for all of those creatures that lived underground. The creatures didn't have nothing to do with the war and everything. That's like something like the Animal Acts or something like that. Like Animal Rights Acts is probably check up on. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself, talking about something else to talk about in a different video. Anyways, but it's like, where were these creatures? Were they there when the Lambit were there? Were they there when the Locusts were there? Were they like, are they like an offshoot of the Locusts? You know what I'm saying? When do they make their appearance? So that's like, okay, sweet, you know what I mean? And also, let's look it up on the website. I was asking certain questions, and it kind of made me wonder. They asked who would be the leader, and it's like, should these creatures actually have a leader or whatever? Because they like relatively new. They're not like organized like the Locusts were, because the Locusts have been around for quite some time, in my opinion. From what I've read, they've been around for quite some time. You know, humanity just hadn't discovered them like that. But it's like humanity's been here long enough to actually establish like some type of hierarchy with leadership and things like that, as well as the Locusts. Kind of like, think about the Lambit. The Lambit really didn't have any leadership. They were just doing what they were doing just to do it. You know what I'm saying? So should these creatures actually have a leader? And who would it be? Would it be like, you know, somebody that kind of harkens back to some of the bigger names like Scourge, like General Ram, like of course Queen Mira? You know what I mean? Like, that would be an interesting take on it. You know what I mean? It's like, and also it's like, if they don't have a leader, it's like, what is their prominent role? Are they just like all animals or something, just doing all of this? And if they are animals, where, like, what's their primary function in the world? Like, what is their niche? Are they here just to live their life, or are they here to just try to take over a war and stuff? Now, we do know that these creatures will be attacking people, and it's going to be there's going to be complete chaos and war and death and stuff like that, which is why they call this the Gears of War 4, Gears of War. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, where is the intelligence that's leading this group? And it's got me thinking. It's like, okay, if they have an intelligent leader, that means they had to have been around for a while. And if not for a while, then that means somebody have to be leading them that has been here for a while already. So if they have not been here for a while, then the leadership itself been here for a while. So it's like, okay, should it be somebody are they gonna do like a throwback to, like, I don't know, Queen Mira, General Ram, or Scourge? Or what was that one guy from Judgment with the big ass spider? You know what I mean? Like, he was badass. The douchebag because he had a big ass spider, but he was pretty cool. So it's like, are they gonna actually kind of like harken back, you know, from one of those Gears of War, you know, one of those characters from the previous Gears of Wars to this one? That's kind of like my mentality on that. It's like, either you know somebody that's been around for a while, or y'all been around for a while, you know. And where exactly have these creatures been? Honestly, I would love to know, where have they been? Were they living in the Hollow? Were they living somewhere else in Sarah? Did the emotion thing open up in like a volcano or something with these creatures in it? So, like, where were they? I really want to know, like, where were these creatures at this time? Were they down in the hollow too, like sectioned off, kind of like the hollow was kind of sectioned off from the planet, you know what I'm saying, from like the top half, from like the surface or whatever. So were they like sectioned off also? Anyways, you know, guys, just like it's like really interesting. It's like, where were these creatures located? Were they somewhere on the surface, or did the war like do something to like open up a crack in our earth somewhere where the hollow wasn't, or was sectioned off or something like that, and these creatures like came out of that? Also, another idea I just thought about: what if these creatures are kind of like a byproduct of a human and a locust, like not actually like having sexual relations, like, but like being genetically being genetically brought together as well. Like, so what if somebody like took a locust, a human, and a lambent and put them all together? So that'd be like pretty interesting, which would sit there and account for the pods, which would kind of, account for the way they look and everything. So it's like the way they look is like human as well as locust, well, with the possible evolution of a locust or whatever, but also the fact that they hatch from pods and stuff kind of be like the lambent, because that's what they did. And it also just kind of brings to the fact that they evolved and that they're new and nobody's ever seen it. And I actually think that the Cog might have actually fought these things before, but they just kind of had it like low key, or they didn't think they was big a threat as they thought they was going to be. So what kind of creatures do you think they should have on there? Like, I would like to see some kind of evolutionized versions of some of the original creatures, like the big tall creatures that they used as like a tank and everything, or some of those, what's the big spider things that came out the ground and drug stuff underground and stuff like that. I would like to see different evolutionized things of them too, and bring back some of those creatures. I would love to see that. Leviathans are pretty cool too. Like, that would be a pretty cool thing. Maybe not have a big ass Leviathan, but also have like maybe a smaller version of it, but actually kind of be like an evolved version of this thing called the Jubies that they have in this game. So anyways, it just be shooting out more ideas about the swarm and what I would like to see and possibilities and stuff like that. And I would like to make another video about it, and I probably will sometime later on. But anyways, guys, in the comment section below, what do you think about the swarm so far? We haven't seen much on them, but give me your thoughts, give me your opinions. Let me know what you want to see about these creatures. Give me some good questions so I can try to answer them. And if not, just publicly ask them. But anyways, guys, to the next edition of Gear Breaking Nation. And remember, keep those gears turning.